Keep an eye on comments.
Hi, this is Don Matteo, and you are listening to the Ought to Know Better podcast. Let's do this.
You look like fucking Brolin, you're a Leeds eating bastard. Look like some sort of fucking weird floating head. No. You utensil player a bit, innit?
I mean, I feel a bit right, dickhead.
Nothing spectacular, really.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday session of Berardi and Coke. I'm Smarty. I'm your guest host this morning because I haven't been on air for ages, so I am a guest. I'm joined this evening by the pod dodger himself, Mr. Calcafola. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good after that today now, not going to lie.
You well. And making his Berardi and Coke debut, Mr. Danny from Not Another Leeds Podcast. How are you?
I'm good, mate. You must be desperate if you come to me for tactical analysis.
Funnily enough, none of the others were available.
Oh, no, right.
So there were a few barrels to scrape, and you popped up in the last one. So there we go.
Well,
No,
I'm the
it's a pleasure to
tastiest.
have you with us.
Yeah.
No, you're all right. You know. If you've not checked out Danny's podcast, and obviously he goes on with Kev and James as well. Kev. We met them actually for the first time today. They came for a pint with us after the Peacock, and one of them is actually smaller than Jay, which was an absolute revelation because I didn't think anyone existed. But there we go.
No way. Was he all Peter Dinklage?
Kev is a little person. He's a little tiny person. So, yeah, that was a shock. In fact, the first thing, I didn't actually shake his hand first. I went, fucking hell, you're smaller than Jay. But anyway, welcome everyone.
Sure.
Hello everyone in the comments. Get your comments in. Get some interactions going this evening. I think the spirits are high after a very frustrating yet wonderful performance at Elland Road. I don't know how you want to go about this, chaps. We normally go straight into our team's performance, but I think we should start with the Preston, and if you want to dabble in a little bit with the refereeing, we can do as well. Karl, I'm going to come to you. How do you think Preston approached the game today? How do you think they played?
I think they came to just kick lumps out of us, to be honest. Someone made a very good point earlier that it was like the manager just got to the point of where he was like, right, okay, you're on a yellow card, you're coming off. You go on there now, kick more lumps out of them and just get yellow cards and we'll be sound.
Yeah.
I don't think they came to play football at all. Like they had spells where they kind of found the space in the midfield and just in between our midfield and back four, and it wasn't really anything of any threat. Like Melly had only one real save to make, and that was in the first half from that Miller book. But I'll be honest, I thought it was disgrace the way they were playing. They nearly folded poor old Dan James in half at one point in the was it the first half? It was the first half, wasn't it?
Yeah. You mean that spear tackle?
Yeah, the one where he put him over the line. Fair play to him. He got
their number
straight
13.
back. Yeah,
their number 13 absolutely went through him, and then looked to the ref as if Dan James had fouled on him. I think he said he did like a kicking motion as if Dan James had kicked him. It's like, mate, you've literally just fucking spear tackled the poor lad. He's nearly ended up in row fucking 3 of the Chuffing West stand. Yeah. But yeah, you do you.
He's only small, like.
I don't know. Is Leeds the land of the dwarves? Who knows?
I don't know.
Little people.
Not from here.
They're all the little people. Danny, what did you reckon to the referee today? And his assistants, of course.
Do you know, like early on in the first half, I turned to James and I went, "This ref's not that bad actually. He's hardly had to blow his whistle. I think it's like the third foul, and then just from there, it just nosedived off a cliff. And I think he needs to go to Specsavers because some of the stuff, especially that Rutter dive. We've all seen the still now.
Yeah,
I've actually uploaded the picture of this because this is the incident. This is the tackle where Rutter got a booking, and obviously as you can see there was a dive. There was definitely contact. Ryan Lowe, their manager, he went on quite substantially in the post-match interview. I don't know if you've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a few people with jars of water, obviously claiming that they're Ryan Lowe's tears, etc., etc. He felt that his team did really, really well. They were hard done by. That they was definitely not a penalty. ball rolled up. Apparently, the ball rolled up, and it says it's never a penalty. The XG should have been more in their favour, etc., etc. Specsavers replied to the thingy and said, "We're just like a little wavy hand emoji sort of thing." Like, I don't know what these guys see. They've got even their own fans in this Sky Sports bloody post, saying that I don't know what the hell he's seeing here, but what can you do? But yeah, exceptionally salty from Ryan Lowe there. So our lads then, apart from lads getting kicked to lumps out of and being spear tackled and all the rest of it, how do you think we got on? How do you think we dealt with the shithousing from Preston? Either of you? It's an open floor.
I'll go first if you want, mate. So I think the one single player that did my head in specifically today was Kamara, because I thought he was mismatched in midfield, with strength wise. I thought a number of their chances came from Kamara sort of losing possession, especially one of them where he got dispossessed in the corner and it went on and got a chance. I just think they were quite flat. Even the atmosphere was a bit flat in moments. I just think, I don't know, I just feel like Preston, they dragged us down to their level. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like that they came to sort of take us down to their level, frustrate, time waste. I just thought it would have hard for me personally.
It won't be the first time we've seen it. It certainly won't be last either. I thought exactly the same. I thought these lads aren't here come here to play football. Their only outlet is Miller, which I think Archie, it was his second attempt at defending against him. I think he did really well, actually. I thought he got the better of him a few times and kind of minimalised what effect he had on their attack. But yeah, I was thinking the same. Like, I find it very, very frustrating. And sometimes when you can feel that sort of that buzz around you, and you've got players like Kamara or and Rutter did it a few times as well, doing little fix it. You think, not there. Can we put his foot on it a little bit and not do that sort of thing? But I can't really grumble because for me, Kamara, he's part of that midfield, and he's so effective in breaking up play. But I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, he does do a few things that you think, oh really, right there? Are you doing that right there, right now? And they're breaking towards fucking Rodon. I mean, Rodon, he had such a wonderful game. There were quite a few standout performances for me, but Rodon, he's right up there. Who got man of match, by the way? I've not seen who got man of match for us. Was it Dan James? DJ, was it? Yeah, well deserved that. Yep.
I'm going to be a little bit of a tool here now and say I didn't think that was anywhere near a good game from Kamara today. I don't think he played well at all. There was a few people in the comments there, I think it might have been last week or something, saying that he hasn't had a bad game. I think he's had definitely two bad games that I can think of, and I just
bad games as like in Kamara standard, or bad games on a whole though.
I think
because he has been quite consistent, hasn't he?
No, well, I think to his standard they were bad games, not anything else.
Okay.
And I just don't think he was in. I don't think he was in it really today at all. I thought Gruev absolutely bossed that midfield today. He was very good. A friend of mine.
Do you not think that Gruev, when he's running, his legs look like they don't belong to him?
Yeah.
Anyone else noticed this? It's very peculiar, isn't it?
I said something as such there maybe 2 weeks ago, saying that the way he kicks the ball looks very strange. It's just very weird. Like,
I mean, he's a great player. And like you say, we've seen more of him now, over the last couple of weeks, or last couple of games, should I say. And I just think, I turned to one of my mates, Cole, I went, doesn't he look weird when he runs? Not like running through treacle like Alex Mowat used to do, but just like his legs don't belong to him. I said he kind of runs, he said even a little bit like Forrest Gump, like his legs. And I was like, isn't it weird how he just runs? And then he played an absolute blinding ball into some, I can't remember, it might have been Dan James or someone on right wing.
Well,
but I were laughing. But yeah, anyway, Kamara, mate, carry on.
There's a few people in the comments as well thought Kamara was off it today, from Alan Austin, and got Chris Gillett. Kamara was off it today, not as commanding. That's essentially it, really. I thought it was chalk and cheese really between him and Gruev today. Like even Allison says it there. It's like Gruev done well, always fine to pass. His passing rate has actually gone up in forward passes since he started playing a little bit deeper in that role, just in front of Ampadu, and it takes away the whole backwards and sideways things that he was seemed to be prone to quite a bit there in any appearances that he made. But a lot of his touches now seem to be played forward passes, and they're key passes as well. That one out to Somerville today, after he came inside, very nice as well. That's the thing I was going to say. I mean, May pointed out, he turned out of that situation just on the right wing, very nice, and brought the ball back inside. And he's really starting to grow into that role now, I think. Yeah. There's nearly 4 players now that we can rotate in that position. When we get
we're spoiled for central midfielders now, aren't we?
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying, guys. I'm not saying that you're right or wrong. I do think that specifically one of his better games, but I still don't think he had that much of a bad game. I think on the whole it was quite messy. Like what Danny said,
far from messy, man. Jesus,
they kind of brought us down to their level, which I found quite frustrating, because I thought we are better than this. But it's very, very very scrappy game. Tackles flying in, ball up in air, and getting nodded around a little bit, and then it was just messy. It wasn't as controlled as I think we'd like it, or I think Daniel Farker would like to have seen it. But at the end of the day, they kit lumps out of us, and we've managed to get a ball over the line, especially right at the 94th minute. So they obviously a hell of a lot of them were surrounding the referee, saying that obviously it had been a handball. I mean, you can't literally get any more clear cut than that, can you, for a penalty?
Yeah.
Christ.
Mate, I don't know what this Ryan Lowe is smoking, right? I don't want to go off on too much of a swearing tangent, because it's not my podcast, but
go for it.
How does he say that if that's VAR, it's not given? He needs to read the rule book, because that's handball. His arm's away from his body in an unnatural.
The reporter did actually say to him, his arm wasn't down by his side. His arm were outstretched out to right hand side. You can even see it kind of motions it, and then it goes, oh, like that.
What have I done?
Oh, what have I done?
Yeah.
Quick, clear it.
It wasn't me. I was pushed.
I mean, who walks like this unless you've been to the gym? Do you know what I mean? His arm's out. Yeah, it's a clear penalty. I think it's just bitter, and it makes it all the more sweeter for us that we've took the 3 points today.
See, I absolutely guarantee that referee wouldn't have wanted to give it either.
Yeah, well, the other thing as well, I think Ryan Lowe, he's kind of hanging himself out to dry there. I think if you have VAR, that's definitely given if you have VAR, because there's enough room between, there's it looks like there's over a metre and a half away from 2 meters away from where the ball comes from. So it's plenty of time for him to move any part of his body in the right direction that he needs to. So I think that's given, even if VAR is there.
Yeah. I think that, like you say, if VAR interjects a lot, throughout that game, we tend to talk about VAR a lot. I think it's just scarred us for life, hasn't it? But I think if VAR was available, I think there'll have been a hell of a lot more decisions. Got a bit of a Dutch lisp there. Some more decisions go our way as well. I think he's very lucky to have had as many players on the field as he did. You guys have already alluded to. He rotated his squad quite well. I can't remember who came on, but it was that guy that came on literally and just completely went through back of Gruev. Yellow card straight away. And the time wasting from their keeper. They had 3 shit Luke Aylins. They had 3 lads with the Luke Ayling hairstyle. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's over there. Oh, no, there's another one over there. Look as well. Oh, and they've got one in the net.
Was it the same guy? It was just really fast, and he was just doing all them positions at the same time.
Yeah, just running around really quickly, changing his kits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh, there's 3 of them. You don't usually see 3 players with like man buns here in the same team, but here we go.
We were Man Bun FC not too long ago, were we?
Yeah. Man Bun FC.
Man Bun FC, yeah.
Man Bun.
Yeah, with
Harrison, Strike, and
Ayling.
Well, Ayling, obviously. Yeah. Some
Top Knot FC.
Top Knot wankers.
You talked about Gruev there, mate. I still think his biggest battle was at the corner with the ball and the wind. I just think because he couldn't get it to keep still in the corner, and it would just nice to watch that. That was his biggest battle today.
That corner flag over in North East corner. You saw south, like our south stand. It wasn't even moving. Flag wasn't even flickering yet. That thing's like fucking horizontal. Balls blowing away. Everything. I thought, what the friggin' hell's going on in that chuffing corner at the stadium? Like,
yeah. How Smarty, I'll throw this one at you. Did Bamford do enough again to start for Norwich on Wednesday?
I think so. It's nice to see that. I mean, I've been quite vocal about Patrick over the last few seasons or whatever. Yeah. But it's nice to see him getting some form, because for whatever we have said about him, and we have said a lot of stuff about him, myself personally. I have fired into him on a number of occasions, and others. I think it's nice to actually see him smiling, and nice to actually see him playing some football. My heart did go into my throat when he picked the ball up for the penalty, however. That was maybe a step too far. I thought, it's great that Patrick's doing well, however, please, for the fucking love of God, do not take this penalty, because I swear to God, I don't think I can take that much.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Patrick.
And thankfully, there's a few players, there's a few people, should I say, that are going around and saying that he was just holding it for Pirou, just to kind of put them off and take some shit and then hand it to Pirou. But from what I saw from the South Stand, it looked like Ampadu had run over to the sidelines, giving him some kind of message, and then him bolting over up the road, up the pitch.
Road on, you mean?
What it rode on. I couldn't remember if it rode on or Ampadu, because it was like kind of out of the corner of my eye, but I saw him get some instruction getting passed over. So, no, Patrick, this is Pirou's. He's the penalty taker.
To be fair, you got to hand it to him. Like, he is on a bit of a hot streak at the moment, and you wouldn't, you wouldn't deny him taking it. But
it could be perfect, couldn't it? It could have been a perfect situation for him to announce his kind of this second revival. It's like Jesus has come back early. It's not Easter quite yet, but Patrick Bamford is playing well again. All the world, it's just ace. There are fluffy animals chasing delicately in fields and all that sort of rainbows across the sky. Fucking hell, Patrick Bamford's back playing some decent football. So yeah, I think it'd have capped it off nice, but I think maybe it would have stepped too far. But we'll see. But it's nice to see Patrick Bamford playing football again.
He celebrated.
He's playing well.
Yeah, he celebrated like he'd scored the bloody thing. I thought fair play to him. Like that's. Yeah. That's a player who's in it for the team and not just for himself. You can tell, like. Which is
I wonder, like I were in the Upper East, and it's like I'm watching Bamford up in with clouds, mate, looking down, and we got snow on top of me. That's how high up we were, seagulls and all that. And I saw Bamford holding it, and I turned to Kev and I went, "Please, not Bamford." I mean, like you say, Smarty, they're a bit too far there. But then I didn't see the road on thing. I was just too busy like sweating my pants off, and He turned and he gave it to Pirou, and I was like, "This is the one person that you want to take that penalty. He's cool, he's calm, I like Pirou, PP. His composure is really good for me, and that's the one person I wanted there, not Bamford, which is fair enough. But when he handed the ball over, everybody went "Wee" and started clapping.
Yeah.
Now for me personally, it wasn't he's seen sense. It's more of, well done. It's too much pressure for Bamford, I think.
I think at the moment it is a little bit Mark Jones, PP.
Like I say, as soon as I saw Bamford take that, I thought, "There's no way, it can't be serious." And I kind of sat in my seat, and you look at South Stand, everyone stood, and I kind of sat ish in my seat with my hood over my face, like, "Oh Christ, no, please no, I can't take this, I can't look." Then stood up again, faced my fear, stood up again, and that's when I after corner of my eye, saw some shit going on, some messages getting relayed. I'd like to think that obviously Bamford would just sat there taking some pelleters or taking whatever he got off the shit wish Luke Ayling and then just passed Pirou and says, crack on, lad. But yeah, brilliant. Yeah, Patrick Bamford were brilliant.
Yeah.
Did you see Rodon get fouled and then them get a corner for it as well?
I did.
Nice push in the back.
I did see that. That, I'm not quite sure what the fuck the ref thought was going on there, but that, like,
two-handed shove in his back. The guy's gone flying.
Yeah.
And then they've given him a corner.
Oh, I was standing
flabbergasted.
There. I couldn't understand it at all.
I was up in Mount Olympus, and even I saw that over a free kick.
Like,
Do you know what I mean?
I was looking at. I was trying to give the frigging Lino some pelters. I'm like, what the fucking hell have you seen there, you ball bastard? You know, what on earth have you seen there? Some of the tackles and some of the referee decisions today has absolutely blown my mind for just sheer incompetence, just absolute shite, wasn't it?
Yeah. This is the level we're dealing with.
It is, and you know we're finding it on a it's a weekly base now. You know that these referees are coming in and making a bit of a mockery of the game and stuff. I mean, yeah, I'm still glad that we don't have VAR to deal with because you know we've said enough about VAR. That's just shit and broken as well. But some of the decisions, the time wasting from their keeper, it's another subject. You know, it's something else that we've spoken about so much. You know, keepers coming and time wasting. You could clearly tell that were part of their way that they were going to start set up today. But I tend to want to lads. Yeah, he's got a yellow card, but I don't think a single keeper has been sent off or given 2 yellow cards in a game for time wasting. I don't think it happens. So he's all right doing this now. Why didn't he do it in 60th minute? Why didn't he do it in 50th minute? Why didn't he do it when he started doing it? Just to kind of nip it in the bud. You know, why is he not yellow carding these players early? I think his first yellow card when it's in I think it was 7 minutes. 7 minutes in, he brandished his first yellow. I thought, this guy looks like, you're a bit like yourself, Danny. It looks like this guy's going to keep this under control, but he didn't do it, and he kind of let it go and go and go, and there were so many tackles flying in, and like I say, our players were getting booked quite wrongly as well. Rutter example. You know, it's just a continuous river of shit that we have to deal with from these frigging referees. What are your thoughts? Because, I mean, I think we're all singing from the same hymn sheet a little bit, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't think the referees are any better in the Championship as they are in the Premier League. I think the standard of refereeing in this country is absolutely garbage. I'm not saying something like there hasn't been really any refs that have come to Ellen Road that I've seen this season so far that are even capable of League 1, League 2 standard refereeing. And it's not going to change. Like, it's always going to be the same. It's never going to change.
It says a lot when if a Premier League defender may make a wrong decision or may get punished, and they end up getting knocked down a league into Championship as a punishment.
Yeah.
Why? Just to make the same mistakes.
Exactly. Why the friggin' hell are we being punished by this twat that's come down from friggin' Premier League for a game and having a referee one of our games? What on earth have we done wrong? You know, why are we getting the dross of the Premier League coming down into it? You know, it's just.
Why not suspend them?
I think they do. Some of them do, don't they? I think they might get suspended, but some of them end up getting, put in Championship, and it's just like, fuck's sake. You know, and it's hard in it because clearly no one wants to be. Well, obviously not no one, but very, very few people want to be referees. You know, is there I've seen people, and I'd be quite intrigued to get my head around the fact that maybe some ex-professional players being referees. You know, these professional referees haven't played the game. They know enough about the game to be able to make refereeing, do the courses and get the badge, and away you go. Here's your whistle, crack on, cock. But
yeah.
I'd just like to think maybe the PGMOL is just no good. I mean, you see, obviously, you've got turkey teeth at Liverpool. You cries about them constantly, and now hard done to they are up there. But what sort of approach do they have in the Championship? I mean, how are we going about making complaints about shit refereeing performances? I mean, obviously, the both teams will rate the referee and obviously do a report about the referee after the game, but you'd like to think that they were doing a little bit more to kind of think, why are we making so many shit decisions? Why are we not capturing these I mean, they've got 2 bloody linesmen, for Christ's sake. Why are they not doing more? I could go on and on about this and bore everyone to absolute tears, so I'm sorry. I just find it really frustrating that every single week we're getting these absolutely shite referees that come to Ellen Road and away matches. It's just fucking...
The one thing that's really starting to annoy me about the referees and the linesmen at the minute is that the ref or the linesman won't put up his flag for a throw in until the ref kind of looks at him and goes, right, it's going that way, and he'll put his flag up then. If he's not going to assist the referee, which is basically his job title, assistant referee, if he's not going to assist the main referee in making decisions, what is the point in having them there? Because there was one where I think it might have been where Dan James got absolutely clocked, and the linesman was standing about 5 yards away from it, didn't give anything, and the ref, who was standing nearly in the middle of the centre circle, gave the free kick, and you're like, what is the point in him? What is your job? Like, you barely get anything right, like when it comes to throw-ins or anything like that. It's one of them things that bugs the shit out of me.
Flag wankers.
Flag wankers, man. They're flag wankers.
Honestly, go on.
Go on, mate. It's fine.
No, the same situation, I think. I was watching the linesman. It was blatantly half throwing, but the referee just pointed for Preston's throw. But the linesman closest to him must have seen that, and he waited till the referee give the thing, and then he did his flag. And I'm thinking, I echo your thoughts, Karl. Like, what is the point of you if you're not going to do your job and assist the referee? What is the point of you apart from when you shag your flag at half time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shag flagging.
Shaggers.
Shag flagging.
It's a kink.
I'm just saying it's out there.
It is out there, definitely. Yeah, I know what you're saying. The amount of times that you look at the lino and he just kind of keeps his flag down and looks at referee as though to go, help me make this decision, please, because I don't know what I'm doing. You know, you're right in front of the ball. What's wrong with you? Grow some balls and make a fucking decision. If the referee doesn't agree with it or whatever, he might go against you anyway. But for freak's sake, make a decision.
But that's the thing, isn't it? But like, we could sit here and bash refs all night. They're absolutely useless at the best of times. But I want to talk about. I know I'm getting off topic here because it's a post-match pod, but I want to talk about Dan James on his 10th goal of the season, and another header inside the box from the 5'0" man. Did anyone expect him to do what he's doing this season at all?
Go on,
I don't
Danny.
think anyone did, mate. We've said it on our podcast before. We're all pleasantly surprised by Dan James. I feel like I've seen someone even praise Marco Silva, saying that it's down to him because of how crazy the internet is. But I think him staying at Leeds United has been the best decision for his career because he scored 10 league goals for the first time in a single season in his career in senior football. You could even argue that this is his best season in senior football. I mean, I know he had a good start at Scum and all that, but I think this is going to be his because he's not going to stop at 10. He'll get more. Do you know what I mean? And his timing he's been unlucky. He's been unfortunate. He could have had more, in my opinion. But his all-round gameplay, he looks more calm, composure. I don't know what Becchio said to him at Thorpe Arch a couple of weeks ago. You need to calm down, little Dan. That's what he said. And ever since that, he's... And I don't know why Luciano Becchio sounds like Dracula. You need to take a breath before you shoot.
Does it come from Transylvania, Luciano Becchio?
I was going to say, he has got links to Transylvania.
You need to clean your boots.
Don't you think, Jermaine?
Matty Leeds here makes a good point. I think it was what a lot of people might have been thinking, to be fair. I thought DJ would be a good super sub for the final 20 minutes, but not like this. I think there's a lot of people out there that would probably say they thought the same thing, depending on...
I think there is a lot of people that have been surprised, but I think there are a lot of people that did call it as well. I think I'd like to sit firmly in that camp. Not that I said that Dan James will have had the best season that he's had for such a long time, but I said, that calibre of player coming down into the Championship. We've seen what he was like when he was at Swansea. We tried to sign him from Swansea. Obviously, that went up to Shit Creek, and then obviously he went to the Scum. But he is a good player at this level, a very, very good player at this level, and for him to come down with us and fight for the club, which, by rights he has done, he's brilliant. And it just so happens that he's hit a patch of form. And he's playing really, really well. A player like Dan James with his speed, he's so tenacious, man. I love how aggressive he plays at times. I remember when he got sent off against Chelsea the other season, when he went absolutely through one of their midfielders, and I'm like, fucking get in. I know you've got a red card, but go on, son. I'm all for a bit of that, me. I love it. I love how aggressive he is, and he chases down, and he presses well, and he's fast, and the goal last week when he obviously chased them two bloody defenders down, and they clattered him and in a way, that sums up Dan James in an absolute nutshell. And when I saw him on back to the back post, and Eddie were coming towards him, I was like, oh please God, And he did really well. He nutted it into the floor. You know, most players probably would have spooned that over the bar, you know, or probably put it wide or whatever. But he got his head right on it and put it in. And I thought, yeah, fair frigging play.
Can I just say one thing that I really loved with Dan? Sorry to jump in. Where he went to pass it to Bamford. Bamford didn't get near it, but Dan James pretty much passed to himself. He's that fast. He passed to himself. And it was just the dink that he just missed out on. Sorry, I just wanted to mention that. I thought that was great.
We've seen Rutter do it as well, haven't we? Rutter's passed to himself once as well when he cut inside, but no, went to it, so he kind of ran after it and got it up and got it again. And I think they scored from it as well, actually, or he might have assisted Somerville. What were your thoughts on Somerville today?
I thought he was quite good, but one thing I'm starting to notice a little bit is that he holds on to the ball just a little bit too long. Like I like the run he'd made today to cut it back to Rutter, where Rutter hit the post. It was kind of from the 6-yard box. That kind of running all day long, get to the byline, because no one will touch him when he's there in that box, you know. But he's more prone to getting kicked in the air when he holds on to it too long, either out wide or trying to drive down the middle. I think if he learns to kind of let the ball go, like there was one or two opportunities today where he could have played Bamford in for an open goal in the second half, and one other then as well where he could have played in Firpo. He just needs to start letting the ball go a little earlier in areas where he's more liable to get kicked in the air. And I think he can make absolute mincemeat of all defenders, all he likes, but inside the box is where you want to be getting kicked, and he's seemingly able to just waltz around players when he's in the box. So just get rid of the ball when you're not in the box and give it back to him when he is, and just go. It's
one of them with Somerville, isn't it? Because, like you say, under normal circumstances, he'll have a lot more room to kind of wiggle his way around. But with it being as congested as it was playing against Preston, I mean, when we were in possession of the ball, they literally did just drop back to a solid bank of, well, at least 7. I mean, they left a couple of stragglers towards the end of the game. They literally just left one of their attackers at the field, and it were all 10, including keeper, obviously. You know, and they really did pack out their box. So he's, like you say, he's trying to do too much, but then because it's so crowded, he hasn't got an outlet. There's nothing there for him to pass to, so he's going further and further. And at some point, I think he started on left wing, and he got all the way around people and ended up passing it to Dan James on right wing. Started at left, gone to right, and it was just like, it's frustrating, but under normal circumstances, he does something, and he's always in, you know, he's so dangerous and so unpredictable. He can literally change direction on a frigging sixpence, and it's so good to watch, as can Rutter. You know, I think Rutter, on a couple of occasions today, might have held onto the ball too much, maybe too many fancy flicks in a congested area. But that's what we love that about them both, don't we? You know, that's why we want to go see them play, because we just love that freedom that they've got and the excitement that they bring to when we're attacking. It's just so nice to actually see that for a change from the last couple of seasons of absolute shite that we've been subjected to. Yeah, like I don't want people to kind of think that I'm bad mouthing Somerville, no, by any means. It's just an observation. I think that it's just a simple observation to make. He does hold on to the ball a little too long sometimes. So, you know, that's a sign of a good player, though, isn't it?
It
a
is.
lot of
He's
strikers,
confident.
a lot of attacking players are quite greedy. You know, that's just how they're made, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, I guess.
Bamford did same. Bamford lost the ball on edge of box, same today, because he held on for too long. You know, and how many frigging times do we see Brendan Aronson? I mean, Brendan Aronson is a completely different conversation. But how often did he get dispossessed because he would just go in and go in and go in? I'm like, you've got 3 players right around you, mate. You're about to. Never mind.
Oh, look,
and then he'll be sat on the floor with his hands in his hair, going, "What the fuck, man?" Oh, yeah, get up.
Oh, is he American? Is he American? Is he?
Oh, Brendan. Oh, yeah, might be from across the pond.
Brendan.
Just a couple of them from across the pond. I'm going to go through a few starred comments, just to get. I've noticed you've been starring a few. Let's rattle through some of these. Scooby, naughtiest tackle was Somerville's, and I loved it. Glad he's got that streak. Yeah, he has got a bit of that in him, hasn't he?
Yeah, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's a little bit. We've got Kenneth Clement from across the border. It's a hell of a border. Across the pond even, from Wisconsin.
The big water border.
Over in the US of A. How we doing, mate? He had me staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning watching the Green Bay Packers last night.
Oh, did he? Class.
Yeah, I've started watching a bit of NFL and stuff, and like obviously I've started watching the Packers and stuff, and they were playing the 49ers last night, and I had eyes like piss holes in the frigging snow this morning. At 4:30, I went to bed like that, like I felt like a dried up old prune.
Who won? Did the Cheeseheads win?
The bastards, the 49ers won like in the last 30 seconds. But obviously in NFL, 30 seconds can last like five minutes or so. But
they own us, man, so it's not all bad. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but they've got a red kit.
Yeah, that's true.
Up the Packers.
Your away one's all white.
Scooby again. He barely touched him. That was a great decision. It was a dive. He played for it. I think.
That's about Rutter, isn't it?
Is that about Rutter as well?
Mm-hmm.
Matt Leeds. Bamford was my man of the match. Just hope he keeps opening up space for our speed players to get him behind, and the little dummy for DJ Chip. That is one of his strengths, isn't it, Bamford? I mean, even when he were playing poorly in the Premier League or whatever, whenever he's not being at his best, one thing that we can always say about him, he does move well. His movement's brilliant. He drags players. He don't get bullied easily. You know, he's quite clever with his movement as Bamford. And I think now that we're seeing, obviously, him playing instead of Rutter up in the number 9, and Rutter being able to, play to his strengths, which is further, obviously, back and dictating play and doing the Rutter style.
That's the difference.
We're seeing so much more from them as well, and he engages players better. Obviously, and he's starting to score a few goals, whether they be an absolute screamer against a chuffing League One club or an absolute tapping. It doesn't matter, does it? They all count the same. And he's at the end of the day, he's in those positions to be able to score. Yeah. It's a different story, obviously, when you're scoring an absolute rocket from 30 yards, but you get the gist, don't you?
I think that's the difference between Pirro and Bamford. Bamford likes to run the line, drag the centre backs, and create that gap for whoever it is running in behind him, But I think if that's Pirro, that doesn't happen. That's why we get different dynamics with Pirro or Peru or PP. I just think like Pirro. I thought I was calling Pirro. Pirro is. I thought he was good when he came on, but just to piggyback your point there, mate. I think Bamford does give us that different dynamic, and I bet he's awful to play against if you're a centre back.
Yeah, he looks like an annoying player.
He's clever. He's a clever player. I mean, there's a reason why he played so well in Premier League. There's a reason why he got his only one cap, but a cap's a cap at the end of the day for England. You've got to to be at a certain level to get that. To get a cap for England. Matt Jones says we got up after every tackle against us and went again. Tough as Fuka slot. Yeah, we don't. I mean, obviously there were a couple of times. I mean, Ampadu, I think, but he got stood on, didn't he? Yeah. There were a couple of times, but they were dirty, horrible challenges. But like you say, Dan James got up after being spear tackled and were like, right, yep, sound. And just walked off. It's just like it's not in his DNA. And it is good. It's refreshing to see. It's nice to see that we don't roll around on floor for half an hour.
Yeah. We got body slammed. One of our players got body slammed, didn't they? When that big kerfuffle happened in the middle of the pitch. So got body slammed.
Pushed over, was it? I don't know who it was.
Yeah. Body slammed. I don't know.
Yeah, it looked like they got body slammed, like rock bottomed and everything.
Nige D's in saying, will Firpo and Archie's form stop defensive signings next week? I wouldn't say so. I think Farke has been outspoken and said that he would like defensive or more defensive signings. We kind of have to. We've lost Ayling, we've lost Spence. There's a couple there. We're only one injury from being really, really sparse at back. I mean, we've got Shackleton waiting in the wings, but we need more cover there, especially with how we play. And especially obviously Firpo loves a little jaunt up front, doesn't he? I mean, it's only a matter of time before someone cleans him out in frigging centre of midfield. And that's it. We won't see him again for another 5 months. So we do definitely need him.
3 assists in the last 4 games for Firpo.
Some man, innit?
That's not bad going, that is it?
I've called him a fraud. I've said I'm better than Junior Firpo. But you bring him down into Championship and he's shining like a little superstar. He's great, isn't he? Can't defend though, but he's great at going forward.
He's great at going forward, man. He's
we always said that. But the thing is, we never used to get forward in Premier League because we couldn't frigging pass to each other. So we never saw them strengths. We always used to get digged because he'd have pissed off up front. We had a great big massive hole at left back for Mo Salah or someone to go wandering into. It's like, fucking hell, can we get someone who can defend, please? But
the ball over the back of the non-existent fullbacks.
that outlet, that like you said, that ball over the top straight to wing, it was just an absolute. It just used to fold us like a frigging house of cards, didn't it?
Even did a shot block as well, didn't he? Like he jumped in and blocked that. Unless it was Somerville, he had pink boots on. But I thought Firpo for me, well, my player of the match, joint player of the match.
He's got a nice left foot. He were unlucky with his free kick. He did a nice sweeping free kick from the left hand side as well.
Yeah,
100%. He's a good player, Firpo. But we've got great players. Firpo played for frigging Barcelona, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. With Messi.
We have slagged these players off and we've said, and equally we've built them up. People sing his name, you're only here to see Firpo, etc. That the crowd will sing. But, sometimes they play really, really well, and it's nice for them all. I mean, you can see it as part of that group. You can see the whole team. They play for each other and they fight for each other, and they're a really, really good group, and you can see that. And I think that makes a massive difference as well. You looked around the team last season, and they were all just gone, miserable looking. They were just defeated, weren't they? And what a difference bringing in a completely new board, a new manager, and a complete different culture to the club can do. It's amazing, really.
I think that's why Meslier doesn't catch the ball anymore, because he's got. I said it to you in the Peacock, didn't I? That he punches now. He don't catch it because of that Bournemouth game. I just think he's scared of dropping it again.
I think he's got PTSD.
Peacock SD.
Ball PTSD.
Yeah.
He does. He got the crowd got back up against him for it because he punched a frigging ball away today, didn't he? That he should have caught when they swung.
But you can understand, like, Danny's point is a good point, because I know he's a professional footballer, whatever, but when you see a keeper going up for a ball like that with loads of players around you, the chances that when you're coming down, you have to hold that ball. If that hits their head or fucking anything like that and drops out of your hands, it's back in play. And it's a little bit riskier when you've got a ball of players around you like that to try and hold it. If you're
protected more as a keeper, though, aren't you?
Yeah, but I don't think
some of the challenges that they get. I mean, they only have to go down. I say that. I mean, you look at Tottenham when they were bundled into the net last season. What an absolute different joke. So
unless you play Spurs,
depends what shirt you've got on. Yeah, I think it depends what shirt you've got on.
Yeah.
But you'd like to think. I mean, obviously, we can say whatever we want as fans, but I'd like to think if I were a keeper, I'd be a bit more boisterous and I'd be fucking shoving people out of the way and like you say, going and trying and catching that ball. But I'm not a keeper. I've never been in that situation, and like you say, he could be shit scared of making another mistake and dropping it like he did against Bournemouth.
Tony O'Shea makes a good point there. He punched it nearly 30 yards. Like, what more do you want? And it was out towards the wing.
He's a big lad.
Big lad or whatever.
I wouldn't want to be on receiving end of one of his little jabs. Like, you got long arms. You're like a praying mantis, isn't he? Some great limbs on him. Scuba says, Paddy's always been a team player. He's had a good game. It was the right call. Good man, Paddy. Yes, absolutely. Renee is in the comments. I think she's from the US of A as well. Yeah. My heart dropped when he grabbed the ball. I think that's obviously Bamford. Yes, you were like 99% of the whole stadium.
My arse fell out.
I think everyone's did. There were people around me like needing consoling. Oh, it's okay, you might score, you never know. Wiping tears from their eyes. There were children crying. Fucking hell.
We're not going up this season, are we?
It's all gone. Tony, Dan James needs his own song, and then and then he will know he has arrived. Yeah, but Dan James is a difficult name to put into a song.
Yeah.
Apart from, it's like Liam Cooper. Liam Cooper's never had a frigging song, has he?
I've got one. You ready?
Go on then.
Dan James, Dan James, Dan James, Dan James, and just repeat that for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a solid one. Like I can see it getting. Yeah,
I must admit, I've ripped
scarves or no scarves.
It's all about the consistency with
T-shirts.
that one.
T-shirts. Oh, skins. Yeah. Probably not for the women.
We do have a song for Cooper, you flute.
There's only one Liam Cooper.
No.
Oh yeah, of course we do. Yeah, what am I on about? Yeah, of course we do. Yeah, we do.
Sorry, Danny. He's usually more on the ball than this.
I am usually more on the ball. Of course, we've got a Liam Cooper song. Sorry, yes, we have. Shut up, Smarty, you absolute cabbage. So we've got Norwich obviously on Wednesday. We do have the Piru shirt competition that we've been running, which seems like absolutely forever. Obviously, that will be getting drawn this week. I think there'll be more on that on the main pod on Tuesday. Yeah, we are having a main pod on Tuesday, aren't we? Because we're playing.
We are.
Yeah, Norwich is Wednesday, main pod Tuesday. Right, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we'll have more on that one. So whoever's subscribed, whoever's entered this competition, there is a Piru shirt. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't entered this competition, if you look on our little Twitter, there is a little competition where you can win. It's not signed or anything. It's just a standard. I think it's just. I don't even think it's got Piru's name on it, has it? I think it's just a literally blank shirt. But anyway, you can win. If you like the competition, if you subscribe to our channel, you're in with a shout to win the Leeds shirt anyway. So that's in celebration of Piru scoring 10 league goals.
It's got Piru 7 and Tipex around the back.
Yeah, we might be able to. We'll draw some on it. Yeah, we'll make his own. We'll make his own lettering. Yeah. Times are hard, lads.
From magazines.
Yeah, we'll do like the old
serial killer
letters back in the day with bits of catalogue cut out.
Oh, the Peacock Bandits are back.
That's it, yeah. Peacock.
A mention as well to Alfie Brown. Alfie Brown was in, Johnny Brown's lad. He was in.
He was.
I think that's 31 games. I believe that's 31 games for him.
Straight wins. Not seeing Leeds lose in 31 games.
I was speaking to Johnny a while ago. I think it was a few weeks ago. It might have been just before Christmas. Said this run's going to end. I says it's going to end soon and it's going to look bad. And so far, so I just did shut the fuck up. Really.
You should, yeah.
Yeah, big up Alfie Brown. Is he going on Wednesday? Who knows? Hopefully you are.
Better be.
Whatever you are.
He better be.
Yeah.
Chuffing better be.
That's it. Get him on that train down to Leeds.
You don't have to come to the cup game. That's fine.
Have a day off.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, lads, on the cup? Do you want a bit of a cup run?
It would be nice to get some silverware back in the old cabinet, but I think priority is league, isn't it? We want to get out of this shit league. But we say that all the time. But I'd love a cup. That's just me.
Tea?
Rather than egg cups.
Yeah,
not that big. Yeah. Well, soldiers, buttered.
I wouldn't say no to a cup run at all.
We're on one,
we are. But a cup run. But yeah,
I just want to.
I mean, we say we're on a cup run. We've won in the third round. Well, it's
still a run.
I suppose for us, the FA Cup, it is a run because we normally get dumped out of frigging third round, don't we? First opportunity, right? See you later. So but I don't know. It's one of them, innit? Like you say, you'd like to concentrate on league, but it's an opportunity for fans that wouldn't typically get to go to games to go and get tickets, and it's a good day out for kids and stuff.
I'll pose a question to you both, if you don't mind. Would you take the FA Cup if you don't get promoted this season, or would you take our cup this season if it means not going up?
Well, we'd be in Europe, wouldn't we? So that'd be okay.
Yeah,
might be a bit of a strain. Maybe we could get Brendan Aronson and back that so that they can obviously they can play in Europe again. Because that's why they didn't want to come down the league, wasn't it? Because they couldn't play.
We'd be in the Europa League, not the Conference League. You get the Europa League with the FA Cup, so there is that. Probably.
There you go. It's one foot in the door.
Answer it seriously though. If you bloody promotion or an FA Cup, answer it seriously, Karl. Come on.
I want promotion.
Yeah. I'm saying.
Just promotion.
As much as a cup run would be absolutely fantastic, and to go to Wembley would be brilliant.
Yeah.
The risk of obviously not getting promoted this year, like I say, I don't think it'd be an absolute disaster, but I think a certain amount of players from the team would disappear. I think your Rutters, your Somervilles, maybe not Rutter, but Somerville would be gone. You'd be like a friggin'.
I just think that
on the table for him. I think not getting promoted would be a bit of a disaster for us.
Yeah,
the more would be brilliant.
The further we go in this cup, the more hindrance it is to our league push. I mean, we've already seen Norwich on Wednesday, because just to play the Pie Botherers on Saturday. Do you know what I mean? I'm not asked. I want to go up, and if we can get weeks rest in between for promotion. I mean, we're surging now. We're doing really well. We're the only team not to lose at home this season. left. So he's fuck it.
Yeah, I saw a stat saying that Leeds United are the only Championship team. I'm pretty certain we're the only team in the EFL, the whole EFL, to remain unbeaten at home. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty special. What did you think to the atmosphere today?
It's up and down. Like they had every right singing football in a library at one point. Like
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was shite. I really did. But then you look at it, it's frigging Sunday morning. No one's pissed. Everyone's miserable because it's raining. You know, we're watching anti-football, an absolute classic anti-football from Preston. It gets a bit frustrated. Did you have a nice little sing-song and a dance, Daniel, in the gods?
Are you joking? I was there with my drum.
God, whoa.
You know, maybe clappers. I had everything. You know what I mean? Everything that a fan shouldn't have.
Should have been locked away. Should have stoned him.
Let's go Leeds. Let's go Leeds. That's what I would like. And everyone just looked at me funny for some reason. I don't know why. I thought that's what you did. No, I mean, obviously it was good to. But like you say, mate, like at some points it was really flat. It was only to like like in the later stages of the second half where like it was getting to the border of frustration, toxic sort of, and then we started to turn the screw, and that's when it got like everyone's like, right, you get behind the team, and we started getting more opportunities. But I thought, like you say, Smarty, you know more than me that. You know, the barometer in which you can judge it. But for me personally, mate, I just thought it was a bit flat today. Majority. But it was that sort of game. 2 minutes in, when 1-0 down, it's just that type of game. Yeah. They brought us down to their level. They came for the point. They didn't get any, thank God. They came to just frustrate and goad, and like all game they were just trying to bait them into fouling again. Do you know what I mean? And like Archie Gray, can I just mention, by the way, sorry to go on a bit of a tangent and take up your time.
That's fine. It's an open platform, mate. It's Berardi and Coke. You do what you want.
Yeah.
I don't know the player's name, but that's who beep who shoved Archie Gray into the billboards, mate. And to see Archie Gray get up and actually a 17-year-old kid, right, just giving it back. You know, this is probably like a 25-year-old he's talking to or whatever, an experienced player. And he's just giving it back. He's Archie Gray, and that was good to see. But I'm not a fan of him bullying little Archie Gray, but Archie Gray wouldn't have none of it.
He can hold his own, can't he, Archie? He's a very, very good player, and he's got a very bright and a very good future ahead of him. I just hope that it's us that he sticks with, rather than going and sitting on someone Calvin Phillips is like bench somewhere in the Premier League. You know, he's signed this new contract till 2028, and it's an absolute massive thing for us. Is that because I think there's always been rumour that he might, because of his potential talent and stuff, that he might go elsewhere, that he might, get his eyes turned or his head turned, should I say? But yeah, he's such a good player. I just hope we don't ruin him by playing him too much. That's my only concern.
Turn into Pedri. Look like Pedri.
I just don't know. But yeah, he certainly handle himself, and he's a joy to watch as well. He's so fluid on ball, man. He's so ahead of his time.
But his composure when he's in tight spaces is just, I know we mention it all the time, but it's phenomenal. Like, it's absolutely unreal how calm he is in tight spaces.
Yeah, honestly, it was. Sorry to jump in again. Just echo what you said there, Karl, mate. I just thought there was one point where next to Junior, and he took it around two players and took it around and passed it off into Gruev. And I just thought, wow, he's beyond his years.
Yeah, he is.
The thing for me, I mean, one of the reasons I like it, he's not trying to be flash. He's not doing step overs. He's not doing something. He's just playing simple football, like Eddie. You look at Eddie Gray, fantastic football player, but it were never, I'm going to do 3 chuffing step overs and stick it through your legs. He'll turn or he'll do a drag back, the old chuffing Gray drag back. It's like a trademark or something, and he's so effective. And it's so nice to see that he doesn't seem to look like he's trying too hard. It's just so natural to him, and I think that's one of the things that I really like watching Archie Gray. Apart from being obviously a little club legend already. Skip said, I can't see Southampton losing a game in their current form until they play at Ellen Road last game of the season. What do you think to that?
I've made a prediction that we're going to be 2 points clear in second place and only need a draw against them on the final day. That's my prediction.
Jesus. Have you put a bet on it?
No, I won't bet on it, but that's what I'm saying is going to happen.
If you say it, mate, I believe you. I believe you.
I'm fully behind you. I'd like to believe you, Carl.
I'm very convincing here.
You know,
send me this pen, lads.
I don't want to sound all Jesse Marsh here, but I'm looking at the metrics and everything's pointing completely the wrong direction because they look like a bit of an unstoppable fucking force at the minute, don't they, Southampton?
Everything has to come to a grinding halt at some point.
Like the washing powder, that is a bold statement, mate.
That is a bold statement, absolutely.
Honestly, I think I agree with what Joe said from another content creator. He said that he feels like they've peaked too early, even though they've got 20 games unbeaten. Maybe we see a wobble toward like back end of February, March, hopefully,
potentially,
and we can just surge on. That's what I believe. But I just waffle a lot, so
it's 4 points, lads. It's 4 points.
Do you know what, right? For me, I hope Southampton do carry on going the way they are. Because if they can nudge Leicester out the way, and potentially, even if them two went in second, I mean, obviously, I would like to get second, but I've more. I don't know. We obviously Southampton have got to come to us, but I'm definitely, if we went into the playoffs, I'd be more confident playing Leicester and Ipswich than I would be Southampton. Weirdly, and that's just because of how convincingly they beat us down at their place. But
did they beat us convincingly, or were we just terrible?
I think we were shit, but I also think they were quite good as well. But
I just think it was individual areas, mate.
At the end of the day, you can't really argue with their record at the minute. They haven't lost for fucking Christ knows how long. So it's hard to kind of say anything else really in it. They're very, very good. But hopefully they have a bit of a wobble. I think Ipswich have had their wobble now. I think they'll slowly drop a few places now. I think they'll still finishing playoffs, Ipswich. But they won't be in the top two.
I'd rather play Ipswich in the playoffs. I'd rather play them in the playoffs.
This is my thought process. I thought, if Ipswich are, the cream, we're making up the top two places in the playoff places, and then you might have a Hull or someone else, maybe West Brom or something. I'd be more than happy to play Ipswich, West Brom or Hull in the frigging playoffs than I would do Southampton. 100%.
Coventry. Secret prediction, Coventry.
Everyone's cup final, apparently, according to their fans. Stu Nick says, but the Prem is total shite unless you're owned by a country. Give me the FA Cup. Yeah. I can see. Listen, I can see why people would obviously want an FA Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, they've never won it in my lifetime. I dare say they probably never will. But yeah, I can see why some people would be attracted to winning some silverware. Of course, I can.
Yeah.
But
and no hard feelings about that either.
And Premier League, he's absolutely right. Premier League is shit. It's not the same league that I remember in 2004 when we got relegated. It's a completely different animal now. It's just.
Yeah.
I've said it a million times. I'm not looking forward to going back there, if I'm totally honest. I know that we have to. I know that it's inevitable that we will end up back there at some point, but I'm really not looking forward to it. But that said, I'll caveat that with we've got a completely new, different owner. You'd like to think that we'll do better the second time round. Well, second time round in modern times, anyway. You looking forward to going back to Premier League if we get there, chaps?
Yes, I will say yes. Just for that, hopefully it's a different ethos with the hierarchy. It's not as chaotic. I just think that there's structure now. There's actually people that won't go off on a whim. There's data that, because we all know that the 49ers are data driven. Even though Brendan Aronson has ground minutes next to his stats, the only player to be sponsored by ankle weights. Honestly, right? If we get that type of player in, I'm done. I can't.
That one of 49ers though. That one, that was exactly Victor Orr and Jesse Marsh.
That's my point. That's my point, mate. If we're getting all the, because we're getting that guy from Aberdeen, aren't we? The recruitment guy who were at West Ham not so long ago, and hopefully a new set of a new mentality is from now. Yeah. I mean, I like the 49ers personally. They're not everyone's cup of tea, but I think it'll be a different era compared to what we did. Because let's all face it, Rad's tried. We finished 9th, which was, I forget the saying. It did us over basically because he gives us a false sense of confidence.
We overachieved, yeah.
Overachieved, and I think they just tried to do it on the cheap, and then look what happened for 2 years.
Yeah. Kenneth's in the comments again saying that that the 49ers wanted Marshall, and that's true. I think it was Victor Orta that obviously dug his claws in and his heels and said he didn't want it to happen. He did the same with Gracier as well. He said the same about him. I think not having Victor Orta around the place anymore, which is quite funny, obviously, because we named his frigging podcast after him. But not having him around the place anymore, and like I say, it's a completely different culture. We've got so many other people working behind the scenes now. And the one thing I do like about the 49ers, and I think obviously this will come to a head over the next couple of weeks with transfers and stuff, is that they go about the business very, very effectively, but very quietly as well. Whereas before we were linked with absolutely anyone and everyone. Ryan Kent I think we've been linked with him for the last 7 years. Stuff like silly stuff like that. I think this new regime, more professional outfit, the 49ers have got a lot of weight to throw around as well. You only have to look at what they're doing over in America to see how successful they run their business. So I think it's a massively, massively positive thing that we've got. I'm not too concerned. Yeah, if we don't go up this season, it'll be difficult, but it won't be the end of the world. I'm still fairly confident in the 49ers that they'll take us into the right place. But anyway, before we get too morbid, it is Saturday, it is Sunday, and everyone's got to get up before work in the morning. Have you guys got anything else to add before I close this down?
No, I'm just happy that we got the win later on, and everyone can sleep a little sounder now tonight, knowing that
everyone will be sleeping.
Wednesday win, and we could only be a point behind.
I've just got one thing. Smarty, did anyone run on the pitch today? I'm hearing rumours that someone ran on the pitch.
Yeah,
I saw a young chap run from the south stand, and he had about 16 blokes, all really, really quick blokes as well, because he were literally on and off, very, very sharpish. But yeah, I didn't see someone run up pitch. Yeah, he didn't get very far.
I'm probably busy banging my drum.
Aye.
Yeah.
You're probably trying to lift in your 2 small mates above their head.
One in each shoulder, like little devils.
That's it. No, but like you said, Karl, it's good to get a win. The right, obviously the most deserving team won. I think it's a big FU to the anti-football that they tried to play, and may we bathe forever in Ryan Lowe's tears. Yes. Thank you, everyone, for joining tonight. Thank you, both gentlemen. Thank you, Danny, for making your Berardi and Coke debut. It's been an absolute pleasure and a wonderful way to end the weekend. Thank you, everyone, for being in the comments and interacting as usual. We will be on Tuesday for the main podcast, and obviously there'll be more information with the Leeds shirt. But take it easy. Have a great rest of the weekend. Have a great rest of your evening. We'll take you care. See you, bye.